Hello, thank you so much for joining us for this interview.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to just jump right in if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, first, I do just want to know we want someone at this position who's definitely future oriented. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Honestly, I see myself working for a company that allows me to help college age and high school age students. I feel like I've invested a lot of my early 20s into that, and I want to continue with that. I also see myself at a place where I'm valued. I value my work, and I hope to be somewhere that values me and sees me as an asset. I also see myself hopefully at the same place, right? Like, I want to build that rapport with a company. I want to show my skills, and the best way to do that is with time. And so that's kind of where I see myself in 5 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that answer. I have another question. What are 3 adjectives that describe you best?
3 adjectives: hardworking, committed, and successful.
Interesting. Do you want to go a little further into why you chose those 3 words?
Yeah, I chose those 3 words because I think that they speak to my character and how hard I've worked at this point in my life. I also think that regardless, I am a very successful young lady, and I've put in a lot of effort to show that. Also, I think that work ethic speaks volumes. Working hard, being present, making yourself available and able to reach the goals that you set for yourself is so important. And yeah.
Thank you so much for that great answer. Awesome. Well, I'm going to ask you a few questions kind of about the job tasks, about how you handle specific tasks.
Sure.
I would love to know, tell me about some recent feedback you received from a teacher or a supervisor. What did you do with this information?
Some recent feedback that I received is to be more, to notice the small things a little bit more. I think that sometimes I can move fast, especially when I want to get things done well, obviously, but also in a timely manner. And so just to notice the small things. One thing that I've done recently to kind of implement that feedback is to make sure that I am really paying attention when I'm turning in certain things, making sure that I'm being diligent about the mistakes that may have been made, getting other people involved to give me feedback before putting out work is really big for me now. And just making sure that I am very, very diligent with just making sure that I'm noticing those little mistakes or those little things that may go over my head, because I think that everybody can get kind of rose-colored glasses when they're looking at their own work or looking at the things that they're putting out because they've seen it so many times. So I really do try my best to outsource people that can look at my work for me, make sure that the things I'm putting out are the best of my abilities, and taking that feedback and fixing the things that need to be fixed and moving accordingly.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that thoughtful response.
Yeah.
I am also curious, can you give me an example of when you were able to learn a new skill in a short period of time?
Yeah, I think my biggest example of that is starting the Bereaved Rams Club. I had to learn a lot about how to navigate a club, a lot about what it takes to make a club that's successful. As well as being the financial advisor for that club. I will say that I am not the most financially literate, so I do have to figure out skills on how to navigate that as a role that I'm taking on and doing it well. And so taking the proper courses, reaching out to the proper sources that are more financially sound than I would be, and just making sure that I am able to do that, especially with the deadlines that were placed on me and my partner. We definitely had to be very diligent and move really quickly, but also know how to do it well so that when the program comes together, we're smart and we have a program that people actually can utilize and find useful. And I think the best way to do that is just reaching out to the resources that we had available to us, as well as leaning on each other. You know, I wasn't doing this alone. I was, doing this with a teammate of mine. So we definitely had to lean on each other to make ourselves useful and push ourselves to the best of our ability.
Absolutely, thank you for all that. What was the time frame for all of this skill building?
This was like within a month, 2 months. It was really, really short. We started the process around late June, and we had a club up and running by like late August, early September at most, so it was really fast. But we did it, and we did it well. And I think the fact that our club is so successful in these early stages does speak volumes about how we chose to move about, the resources we had available to us. And I will say we're still learning. This is not a stagnant process.
Right.
To create a successful long-term club takes a lot of effort, but I think we're putting that in, and you can definitely see it in the success that we're having.
Awesome, that is really great to hear. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I have just one more for you before I let you go. I do wonder, can you tell me about a time that you went above and beyond expectations?
Yeah, I think being a college student, there's a lot of times where that happens. One that I can pinpoint the most is in my sophomore year of college. I was in a aging and development course, and that course was really difficult for me. I struggled a lot to learn the material and to apply it in research papers and stuff. And with that, I had to go to office hours a lot and utilize my own time to invest, in my own success. But through that, I did learn a lot more skills, I think, than the class, because I was always in office hours, and my professor, she realized that, and she was like, you know what, you're doing a lot, you're doing more than what I would expect the average student to do, especially because I was struggling. Yes, obviously you want to go and reach out, but I think when I became more knowledgeable and was able to kind of do it on my own, I still went and I was like, hey, can you still help me? Can you still give me the support? And she pointed out, she's like, thank you for showing up for yourself. Thank you for the investment, because you are one of, the students that has grown the most, yes, but also who has achieved the most in this class and has gotten the most out of it, and I can tell. And she really pointed out to me, like, this is something that not all students are doing at all, and you value your own education and showing up for yourself in that way. And because of that, I feel like I got the most out of the class, and my professor definitely validated that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful interview. I'm really appreciative of you being able to stop by and join us, and you'll hear from us shortly.
Thank you.
Absolutely.